What if you could run a fully automated trading workflow directly from one analyzer window? Without needing to sit there flipping through chart after chart? Without building a messy multi-screen setup? And without losing control of your risk? In this video, I'm going to show you the TWSTAnalyzer tool, one of the most powerful all-in-one trading control center concepts built for NinjaTrader users who want speed, structure, automation, and clean execution from a single window. And this is the part you need to stay for until the end. Because TWSTAnalyzer is not just a scanner, it is not just a signal board, and it is not just another fancy-looking add-on. This tool is built to help you monitor markets, control entries, manage exits, apply OCO logic, handle profit and loss protection, generate AI-assisted setups, review backtests, save templates, and control the whole trading workflow from the analyzer window itself. No chart hopping, no wasted clicks, no cluttered workflow, just one command center. So if you've ever wanted a more professional way to trade faster, cleaner, and more consistently, this video is for you. Let's get into it. The biggest problem a lot of traders have is not just strategy, it's workflow. They spend too much time opening charts, too much time changing tabs, too much time second-guessing entries, too much time trying to manage risk manually after they're already in the trade. And when you're trading fast markets, that creates hesitation, mistakes, and inconsistency. TWSTAnalyzer is designed to solve that. This tool brings the workflow into one place so you can see markets, manage setups, control automation, and execute from a central analyzer window. That means less distraction and more decision clarity. And one of the biggest selling points here is this: you can run the analyzer and use it as a real command center without relying on charts to do everything. Charts can still exist when you want them, but the real power is being able to work directly from the analyzer window itself. That is a major advantage for traders who want speed, simplicity, and execution control. So what is TWSTAnalyzer? At its core, it is a live market analyzer and trading control center. It is designed to track market rows, evaluate setups, manage entry permissions, manage exits, work with accounts, and give the trader both automation and manual override tools in one place. It is built around the idea that your trading window should be active, not passive. A lot of tools just show you information. TWSTAnalyzer is designed to help you act on that information. That means you can scan, monitor, control, and execute without bouncing between multiple disconnected tools. This is huge for active traders, especially if you trade multiple markets, especially if you care about speed, especially if you want to stay structured when real money is on the line. Now let's talk about one of the most important parts of this video: fully automated trading from the analyzer window without charts. That line alone is what makes a lot of traders stop and pay attention. Because think about how most people trade. They open chart after chart. They drag indicators everywhere. They manually watch candles. They waste mental energy on layout management instead of execution quality. TWSTAnalyzer flips that process. Instead of needing to babysit charts all day, you can organize your workflow through the analyzer rows and control logic from the main window. This is a cleaner style of trading, a more scalable style of trading, and for many users, a more professional style of trading. Why? Because the analyzer window becomes the operating desk. You are not chasing visuals, you are controlling a process. That can help remove emotional noise and create a more disciplined environment. And that matters a lot when you want automation to work for you instead of against you. And real quick, before we go deeper into the TWSTAnalyzer tool, there's a special offer right now. You can get 30% off, but it ends today. So if you like what you see in this video and you've been waiting for the right time to get started, check out the link below and use code ANZ30 for 30% off. Again, that's code ANZ30 for 30% off. The discount ends today, so do not wait too long. And if you're ready to take your trading workflow to the next level, this is the time. Right now, you can get 30% off, but the offer ends today. Check out the link below and use code ANZ30 for 30% off. That's code ANZ30. If you want a cleaner, faster, more professional analyzer-based trading workflow, this is your chance to get in at a discount before the offer expires. One of the most important features in TWSTAnalyzer is the auto entry system. This is where the tool starts to separate itself from a lot of ordinary analyzer-style windows. You have the ability to turn automatic entries on or off. That means the analyzer can be allowed to place trades automatically when the conditions are valid. Or you can keep automation disabled while still watching signals and setups build in real time. That's powerful because it gives you flexibility. You don't have to go from 0 to full auto instantly. You can stage your workflow. First, watch the rows. Then test the setup. Then confirm the logic. Then enable automation only when you trust what the analyzer is doing. And TWSTAnalyzer also gives you long and short control. That means you can allow long trades, block short trades, allow short trades, block long trades, or enable both depending on your market bias and plan. This matters a lot, because not every day is a two-way market. Not every trader wants both directions active. And not every setup performs equally in both directions. Being able to control trade direction from the analyzer window is one of those features that sounds simple until you use it. Once you have it, it feels essential. Now, even though TWSTAnalyzer is built for automation, it does not remove control from the trader. That's another key selling point. You still have manual buttons like buy, sell, close all, and reverse. This is huge because real traders do not want to be trapped inside an automation box. They want automation when it helps, and manual control when it's needed. So if you want to manually go long, you can. If you want to manually go short, you can. If you want to flatten positions fast, you can. If you want to reverse direction, you can. This creates a hybrid workflow. And hybrid workflows are often where the real power is, because the best tools don't force one rigid style. They support discretionary control and structured automation at the same time. Another very important part of the tool is account control. TWSTAnalyzer is designed so you can select the account and make sure the analyzer knows exactly where entries, exits, and position tracking should happen. That sounds basic, but it is critical. Account mistakes are expensive, and the tool keeps that front and center. There is also a reload function to refresh the analyzer state and reapply setup logic. That can be useful when resetting the view, refreshing conditions, or reloading the working state of the analyzer. It adds to the feeling that this is not a toy window, it is a real operating console. Now let's talk about one of the biggest reasons serious traders will care about this tool: risk control. TWSTAnalyzer is not just about finding entries, it also gives you safety tools. You have profit limit controls, you have loss limit controls, you have trailing profit logic, and the system can lock things down when those thresholds are hit. This is exactly the kind of feature traders need if they want discipline built into the workflow. Because let's be honest, a lot of traders do well until they overtrade. A lot of traders do well until they give back the day. A lot of traders do well until they refuse to stop. TWSTAnalyzer is designed to help with that. You can define a profit target for the day. You can define a maximum acceptable loss. And once those levels are reached, the analyzer can disable automation, flatten positions, or prevent further damage depending on your configured logic. That is not just convenience. That is protection. And if you are trading for consistency, or preparing for prop-style discipline, or trying to remove emotional damage from your day, this feature matters a lot. Now we get into one of the strongest parts of the tool: OCO order control. This is where TWSTAnalyzer starts to feel like a real execution framework, not just a scanner. You can enable OCO behavior and define things like profit target, stop loss, trailing stop, and break-even logic. That means once you're in a trade, the analyzer can work with a structured exit model instead of forcing you to manage everything by hand. And this gets even better. The OCO controls are not just basic placeholders. They include the ability to apply forward-only trailing stop behavior. That means the stop is meant to move in the protective direction, not jump backward and loosen risk. That is exactly what traders want from trailing logic. The OCO area can also be used in row-based workflows, and there is support for multi-market OCO control as well. So if you're working with multiple selected rows, the analyzer can apply OCO settings across selected markets. This is big for traders running a scanner-style approach across more than one instrument. Instead of opening separate tools and repeating the same process over and over, you can manage it from a more centralized flow. That saves time. That reduces mistakes. And that makes the workflow more scalable. A lot of traders care about one thing after the entry. How does the tool help me protect the trade? TWSTAnalyzer attacks that problem from multiple angles. You have break-even controls, you have trailing logic, you have profit target controls, you have stop-loss controls, you have exit logic and exit labeling. This means the analyzer is not only helping you enter, it is helping you structure what happens next. And that matters because bad exits can destroy good entries. Even if the signal is great, poor trade management can ruin the result. TWSTAnalyzer is built to reduce that randomness by giving you exit structure directly inside the analyzer workflow. So instead of reacting emotionally after entry, you are planning exits before the market forces you to. That is the kind of shift that helps move traders from chaotic trading to process-driven trading. Now let's talk about one of the most modern and attractive features in the entire tool, the TWST AI Setup Generator. This is where the tool gets really interesting for users who want speed and idea creation support. The AI panel allows the user to describe a trading idea in normal language, and the system can generate a full setup from that description. That is powerful, because many traders know what they want conceptually, but they do not always want to manually build every setting from scratch. With the AI Setup Generator, the user can describe a strategy idea, and the tool helps convert that idea into a structured setup. That lowers friction. That speeds up testing, and it can help newer users get from concept to usable workflow much faster. There is also a help guide built into the AI area, which is important, because tools like this should not just generate outputs. They should help the user understand what they are doing. This makes the AI side feel more practical and less gimmicky. And the value doesn't stop at setup generation. TWSTAnalyzer also includes internal backtest logic and AI-style review output. This is a big deal, because generating a setup is one thing, evaluating it is another. The tool can produce a backtest review with things like score, grade, verdict, live readiness, risk level, overfit risk, best regime, weakness, core metrics, strengths, warnings, and recommendation text. That gives the user more than raw numbers. It gives interpretation, and that can be extremely useful when comparing ideas, filtering weak setups, and deciding what deserves more attention. Instead of just seeing a trade count and PNL and guessing what it means, the user gets a more structured review layer. That creates a much more complete research workflow. Idea generation, setup creation, backtest, evaluation, decision, all inside one ecosystem. That is a serious selling point. Another major strength of TWSTAnalyzer is the ability to save your workflow. This matters more than people realize, because once traders find a setup they like, they need repeatability. They do not want to rebuild everything every time they open the platform. TWSTAnalyzer supports template-style workflow and workspace restore concepts so users can preserve setups, return to known good configurations, and keep the tool organized. That is a major professional feature, because real tools should save your work. Real tools should restore your environment. Real tools should reduce setup friction. The more repeatable your process is, the less room there is for random error. And that is a big part of consistent trading. Let's talk about scalability. TWSTAnalyzer is not built for the trader who only wants to stare at one chart forever. It is built for market scanning, multi-row awareness, and more centralized control. That means you can work through selected markets, manage rows, and apply control logic in a much more organized way. This becomes very important when you want to expand your workflow, because once you move beyond one symbol, chart-based trading gets cluttered fast. A command center analyzer layout makes much more sense. It allows you to think in terms of process, permission, status, and action. That is exactly the direction many advanced tools should be moving. So, who is this tool really for? It is for the trader who is tired of messy workflows. It is for the trader who wants more control. It is for the trader who wants automation with boundaries. It is for the trader who wants chart dependency reduced. It is for the trader who wants setup generation, trade management, and testing under one roof. This kind of tool is especially attractive to users who care about speed, multi-market workflow, discipline, risk protection, automation control, and cleaner execution. And the more you understand workflow design, the more you realize this is where a lot of edge actually comes from. Not just the signal, the system around the signal. Now let me say this clearly. If you are still trading by opening random charts, clicking around with no structure, manually guessing exits, and changing settings every 5 minutes, you are making trading harder than it needs to be. TWSTAnalyzer is built to create a smarter environment. It helps organize your workflow. It helps reduce execution chaos. It helps bring structure to your trading day. And it helps bridge the gap between scanning, automation, risk control, and trade management. That is why tools like this stand out, because they are not just visual upgrades, they are workflow upgrades. And workflow upgrades can completely change the way you trade. So if you're watching this and you want a cleaner, more advanced, more serious command center for NinjaTrader trading, this is exactly the kind of tool you should be paying attention to.